Help me reach 7,000 subscribers. Please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback helps make the content better. She pulled away when I went in for a hug. No explanation, no look, just a quick sidestep like I was a coat rack in her way. I stood in the doorway with my lunchbox and the smell of chicken in the oven, and Jenna kept moving around the kitchen like a hotel server. Plates, napkins, no eye contact. Rough day? I asked, setting the keys in the bowl. Fine, she answered, wrist deep in the drawer for a lighter. Don't crowd me. I'm not, I replied, taking a step back. I'm trying to say hi. You did, she tossed. We're good. We ate in small noises. She scrolled while I told her the crew finished the deck at the Wilkins house 2 days early. Not a nod. When I asked if she wanted a movie later, she flicked her eyes up like I'd offered to show her a tax audit. I'm going to bed early, she said. Early morning. For what? Just early. If I'd known where it was headed, I'd have skipped the chicken and asked for the bill. Next morning, I walked into the kitchen as the coffee dripped. Jenna stood at the island, dressed sharper than a weekday usually demanded. Hair done, new blazer I hadn't seen. She didn't smell like work. She smelled like she planned to be seen. You look nice, I started, leaning a hip on the counter. Thanks, she said, not turning. Big meeting. Networking thing after work, she replied, closing her laptop. It matters. Good. What time should I expect you? I don't know. Late. I'll plan dinner for 1 then. I poured coffee into my thermos. You want me to leave you a plate? That's clingy, Mark, she said, picking up her bag. I'll manage. I know you will. I tightened the lid. Before you run, calendar. I'm taking Saturday to be at the shop. Guys want to tune the trailer, I'll handle it. We had brunch with Tasha, she shot back. I'm passing, I replied. You go? I'll make it up to Tasha by not listening to her talk about cat rescue for 3 hours. She gave a tiny smirk and adjusted her cuff. It's not about you. Then it doesn't need me, I said. Have a good day. She tilted her head. You're being difficult. No, I answered. I'm being clear. Jenna left without a goodbye. On the table lay her phone face down, buzzing with a notification. The preview flashed a name I didn't recognize and a line. Same spot as last time? I flipped it over out of instinct, then set it back. Adult rules. You either trust or you pack. I went to work. By lunch, she texted. Jenna, need you to move money to the joint by 3. Membership fee. Important. I replied, how much? $600. It renews monthly. For what? It's career development. Don't start. I stared at the text. $600 for something I'd never heard about, due in 2 hours. I didn't answer. I called my bank and separated cards so my business line wasn't tied to unexpected charges. Then I moved a reasonable amount into the house account and told her dinner would be simple unless she wanted to help. Her reply, I'll eat out with the group. When I got home that night, the kitchen was clean like a staged home. No Jenna. A note. Don't wait up. I didn't. I ate eggs and watched the late game with the sound off. She came in after midnight, heels in hand, silent. I kept my eyes on the screen. Not a scene, just a note to self. If cold was the climate, I'd dress accordingly. In the morning, she was soft for the first time in days. Pancakes, coffee, even put a plate in front of me. I was stressed, Jenna said, sliding onto the stool. Sorry if I was sharp. You were concrete, I answered, cutting a slice. What's the membership? Women in leadership, she said. Mentors. It's a good room. Okay, I nodded. Then it doesn't need an emergency withdrawal from our mortgage money. You can plan it. I'll match whatever you put in for it from your end. Fair. Her mouth tightened. Why are you measuring me? I'm measuring the budget, I said. Same way I measure wood before I cut it. She exhaled through her nose. You don't get it. Maybe, I said, taking my coffee. But the card separation stands. Business is business. She stared at me like I'd broken a secret rule. Then she put her hand on my forearm. I'll be better about notices, she said. I appreciate you. I wanted to believe that. I let the moment sit. It felt like a hand warmer in the cold, but I've lived long enough to check the forecast. On my way out, her phone buzzed again with the same name. I didn't touch it, but I noted the pattern. New rooms, new outfits, new emergencies. No clarity. I walked to my truck and told myself to stay calm and pay attention. The job site had a way of clearing my head. 2 houses on a cul-de-sac getting facelifts. Marcus, my foreman, lifted a sheet of plywood with me. You look like you slept on a couch, he muttered. Bed, I said. Same result. What did she do? Let's not assume it's her, I replied. We're adults with calendars. She's busy. Right? He said, adjusting his gloves. And I piggyback as a hobby. We laughed because we needed to. Midday, Jenna texted. Change of plans. I'll need the car tonight. You can Uber to your thing. My thing, I replied. Your poker at Kyle's. I'm driving the trailer there, I sent. And I told you I need the truck for a pickup. She answered with a thumb. Then, reschedule. This is important. Take my sedan, I wrote. Keys on the hook. She responded, I don't feel safe in that car. It has airbags and tires, I sent. You'll be fine. No reply. 30 minutes later, she messaged again. Also, the membership needs the premium tier, $1,200. I'll send details. I set my phone down on the sawhorse and counted to 10. Marcus raised an eyebrow. You good? He asked. New rule, I said, and he grinned because he knew my look. I'm separating discretionary stuff. Join us for house and groceries. Extras come from personal. No exceptions. Tell her now, he suggested. I called Jenna. She picked up on the second ring. What? She said, not a question. I'm taking my truck tonight, I told her. Use the sedan. Joint account is for the roof over our heads and basic things. Anything else belongs in personal. That includes memberships, hair, seminars. She scoffed. So now you control me. No, I replied. I control my contribution. You control yours. That's petty, she fired back. It's adult, I said. You said you're in leadership. Led. She went quiet long enough for me to hear construction noise in the background. Then she softened. Okay, she said. I overreached. I'm just trying to grow. You want me to stay small. I want you to be honest about cost, I replied. Growth is great. Budgets are real. I'll make dinner tonight, she added lighter. Your favorite. I want to talk. Sounds good, I said, and ended the call. That night, she cooked chili and set out bowls. She tried jokes. She asked about the Wilkins deck. She put a hand on my neck when she got up for water. It was nice. It was also tactical. The question wasn't whether it felt good. The question was what it served. After we ate, she leaned over the sink. I want to be more careful, Jenna said. You felt left out lately. You've been out, I answered. That's different. I can plan better, she offered. Do that. She rested a palm on my chest like a promise. Then she added, too casually, there's a gallery opening Friday. It's elite. It'll help. I might go alone so I can actually network. You're welcome after 10 if you want. Noted, I said, rinsing my bowl. I'll be at the shop late anyway. She smiled, relieved. She had kept her Friday. I had kept my line. We were polite. We ended up at our friend's place Saturday night. Kyle had the smoker going. His wife Lisa arranged bowls of salad nobody touched, and the patio lights gave the yard a low-ceiling glow. Jenna wore a dress that would have made sense at that gallery. For our friends, it was a bit much. Maybe that was the point. Lisa hugged her. You look gorgeous. Jenna gave a shrug like nice clothes fell on her while she was busy. Just threw it on. Kyle handed me a beer. How's the trailer? Refreshed, I said. Wheels are tight. Jenna parked herself with Lisa and Tasha. Yes, the brunch organizer who could turn any topic into why women owed it to themselves to aim higher and spend more. The three of them started a chorus about trips and events. I joined Marcus by the grill. You two okay? He murmured. We're negotiating like diplomats, I said. Nobody's firing yet. When I returned to grab plates, I caught the tail end of Jenna's line. He's sweet, but rigid, she said to Tasha. Everything is rules with him. I set the tongs down. What's rigid? She turned, surprised to see me. Nothing. Just telling Tasha how you like your schedules. I like promises more, I replied. Schedules support promises. Tasha smirked. You still planning your whole life around dinner, Mark? Depends, I said. You planning yours around other people's wallets? Tasha blinked like a docked cat. Lisa coughed into her glass. Jenna laughed too loud. Relax, Jenna said, swatting the air. It's jokes. Public ones, I answered. I looked at the group, not just her. If you've got feedback for me, bring it to me. Don't outsource it to the patio. Kyle's eyebrows went up. Lisa shifted weight. Tasha rolled her eyes. Jenna put her hand on my arm, squeezing like she was lowering the volume. You're being intense. I'm being direct, I replied, gently removing her hand. New rule for me. I'm done showing up to spaces where I'm the punchline. If that's the vibe, I'll take my time somewhere else. Lisa tried to smooth it. Everyone's fine. Food's ready. I'll eat, I said, lifting a plate. But I'm not the entertainment. Jenna tried to pivot. You can't take a joke anymore? I can't, I said. Some are tired. We ate in a lopsided silence. Afterward, I stood, grabbed my keys. Where are you going? Jenna asked. Shop, I said. I've got a project that actually appreciates my attention. Stop being dramatic, she tossed. Stop broadcasting our marriage, I replied. I'll be back tonight. Or not. Either way, doors unlocked for you. I left her with her crowd. On the drive, I outlined steps. Reduce shared time. Stop default chauffeuring, separate calendars completely, and end the ritual of weekly couple appearances unless both respected each other. That was my initiative on their turf. If anyone missed the message, that was their hobby. At the shop, I sanded a maple slab for an hour. It was quiet. She called. I let it ring and texted back. Busy. We'll talk tomorrow. She sent a photo of the patio with friends smiling like the night had been flawless. I put the phone face down and kept sanding. Sunday, she went soft again, round 2 of warmth. She made my favorite breakfast, over easy, toast with avocado. She put a hand on my shoulder when I sat. I was out of line yesterday, Jenna said. I'm stressed. You called me rigid to your friends, I replied. It wasn't elegant. I was trying to be funny, she said. I went left. I'm sorry. Thanks for saying it, I answered. I don't want us cold, she added. We're better than this. We could be, I said. It takes two. She took a breath. I canceled the gallery. Let's do a movie tonight. Good, I nodded. I'll be home at 7. She gave me a soft smile. It looked pretty. It also looked like a tool when other tools failed. I didn't call it out. I noted it and stayed on task. Work until 6, home at 7, quiet night. At 5, she texted, small change. I'm going for a quick drink with the women from the group, just to say hi. Back by 8. Have fun, I replied. Movie at 9 then. No, 8:30, she sent. Don't be you. I left it alone. At 9:30, she wasn't back. At 10:15, she walked in with the smell of a fresh bar crowd and another perfume I didn't know we owned. Sorry, she chirped, dropping her bag. Time flew. Like it does when you're alone, I answered. Movie's over. I'm turning in. She shrugged. We can do it tomorrow. We could, I said. I'll be at the gym late. Good night. Her eyes flashed, not with hurt, more with irritation. Your mood's exhausting. I'll move to the guest room then, I replied. No need to share it. I took my pillow. She didn't stop me. That told me more than any apology. The next week turned into a scoreboard of small dismissals. She forgot our Thursday dinner with my sister. She, accidentally, took my truck keys the morning I had a client visit. She made a joke about my hands being too rough for her new blouse when I reached for a hug in the hallway. I adjusted. I moved my tools out of the laundry room into the locked garage cabinet. I set up the guest room as mine, lamp, books, an extra phone charger. I pulled the key from the spare that used to sit under the porch planter. Adult rules. If respect drops, access decreases. No yelling. No drama. Just fewer bridges to misuse. She noticed. You're acting like a landlord, she remarked in the kitchen. Pay on time and we'll get along, I replied, pouring coffee. You think you're funny? I think I'm done being a cushion. She leaned back against the sink. You think you're better than me now? No, I said. I think I'm better to myself. She scoffed. You're impossible. And you're late, I answered, glancing at the clock. We have a barbecue at Patty's at 6. You promised to be ready at 5. I'm going alone, she announced. I need to talk to people. Then I won't be there, I replied. I'll take Kyle up on the shop build. You can't ditch community, she pushed. I can ditch rooms where I'm a prop, I said. Call it a boundary. She blew past me. Fine. Don't wait up. I won't, I answered, and I didn't. That night, she sent a photo from Patty's yard. Same faces, same plates, same lights, like our friend groups used the same equipment. She captioned it, good energy. I replied with a picture of the maple slab, oiled and glowing under the shop light. Productive, I wrote. No further comment. 2 days later, Kyle texted in the group chat, bar run Friday. Everyone. No occasion, just overdue. Jenna responded with a thumbs up and heart. I felt the shift in my gut and didn't ignore it. Packed a bag in the truck with a change of clothes and a lock kit. Some decisions you prep before you make them. Friday came. Work wrapped early. I went home, showered, put on a clean shirt. Jenna was already dressed, another sharp outfit, perfume that announced itself before she did. You ready? I asked, grabbing my wallet. I'll meet you there, she said. I have to stop by somewhere first. Together or not at all, I replied. We're married. We can walk in as a unit. She gave me a flat look. Don't start rules with me, Mark. No rules, I said. A standard. I'll meet you there, she repeated, and headed out. I drove to the bar with the windows down and zero music. Friends were at a long table. Laughter, clinking glasses, plates of sliders. It felt like a birthday without a cake. I took a stool near Kyle. Where's Jenna? Lisa asked. On her way, I said. 15 minutes later she walked in. She scanned the room, went straight to the bar, not to us. Sat alone and ordered a drink. I watched her posture change. At the table, she'd have had to be a wife. At the bar, she could be a free agent with a ring she forgot to polish. A man approached. Not from our circle. He looked like he sold real estate and called everyone buddy. He said something. Jenna's face shifted, warmth turned on like a porch light. She angled her body toward him. I waited for the shutdown out of habit. It didn't come. She laughed at his second line, and her hand touched his forearm with a tap that wasn't accidental. Are we watching the same thing? Kyle muttered under his breath. We are, I said. You want me to, he started. No, I cut him off. Not your battle. Lisa chewed her lip. Maybe she's being friendly. She's being intentional, I replied. I gave it 20 minutes. I wanted to be sure. In that time, she didn't glance at our table once. She leaned in to hear him. She mirrored his laugh. She tucked hair behind her ear like she remembered she had hair worth tucking. That part used to be for me. I stood, walked to the bar, took the stool on her other side. Hey, I said to Jenna. She startled like I'd walked in from the weather. Oh, you made it. I made it on time, I replied. Your friends are there. The man looked at me, then at her ring. I can give you two a minute, he offered, backing off a half step. Jenna waved him in place with a smile. We're fine. This is casual. Not for me, I said, eyes steady on hers. You can talk to him after you talk to me. She held my stare. If something bothers you, the door's open. And there's a line to come in behind you. I didn't need a translator. That was the cleanest statement she'd given me in months. It even had manners. I felt anger land and settle. It didn't spike. It solidified. You're right, I answered. The door's open. You walk through it. I'm closing it now. Tomorrow I'm filing. Go join your line. You can pick up your things later. The man took a real step back. The room narrowed. Our friends went quiet. The bartender stopped wiping a glass. Jenna tilted her head like I was bluffing in a game we both knew the rules to. You're overreacting, she said. No, I replied. I'm finally reacting. I reached into my pocket, pulled out my keys, and turned away. No scene. No raised voice. Just the end of the tour. I walked past our table. Kyle stood halfway, hand out. You good? I will be, I said. Want me to come? Finish your night, I told him. I've got a lock to change. I drove home. The house greeted me with quiet like it had been waiting for silence to run the place again. I pulled my kit from the truck and swapped the deadbolt in 10 minutes. I locked the guest room, grabbed the small safe from the closet, and moved it to the garage. I logged into my accounts and removed her access to the business storage and the mail pickup. I set her name aside for a later conversation with the bank about titles, adult work and adult time. Then I drove back to the bar. It had been about an hour. Jenna wasn't at the bar. The man wasn't either. The table was softer, a circle missing two pieces. Lisa looked at me, eyes wide. Kyle shook his head once. He hadn't seen anything. I sat down, took a water. You okay? Lisa asked quietly. I'm fine, I answered. Thanks for asking. No one tried to fix it. Good friends don't stop you from burning the bridge you need to burn. They just point you toward the right river. Jenna didn't call. Not that night. Not the next day. Not for a week. Her items stayed where they'd been until I moved them. I boxed her clothes, packed her shoes, folded the things that could be folded. I kept it neat because I wasn't here to punish fabric. I stacked the boxes in the garage and labeled them with a marker. A month went by. We didn't cross paths. I got used to making coffee for one and sleeping like a person who wasn't waiting for permission. Sundays turned into football with the guys, dogs in the yard, smoke on the grill, nothing dramatic. The house stopped feeling like a staging area and started feeling like mine again. Then one Saturday, I loaded her boxes into the truck and drove them to her parents' house 10 minutes away. They're good people. Tom opened the door with surprise that softened quick into something like relief. "Hey, Mark," he said. "You don't have to." "I do," I replied. "These are hers." Her mom, Carol, stepped forward with a careful smile. "She's here," she said softly. "If you want to come in and talk." I held the top box with both hands and kept my tone even. "There's nothing to discuss." Carol swallowed and nodded. Tom cleared his throat. "We didn't know the details," he said. I respect you both," I told them. "You raised a smart daughter. This isn't on you." Carol's eyes got wet. Tom looked down at the step like it had the answers. I set the boxes inside the doorway, apologized for the wait, and backed off the porch. "Thank you," Tom said. "We'll take it from here." "Take care," I replied. The divorce moved itself along without her input. Papers showed up with stamps, not arguments. Property stayed where the payments came from. I didn't brag about it, and I didn't rub it in. I took care of what needed taking care of. Nights were quiet. The first week felt like when you start sleeping without a TV on. You hear everything and nothing. Then it evened out. Kyle came over for games. Marcus brought steaks once and tried to cook them to shoe leather. I took the tongs back and salvaged what I could. Lisa dropped off a casserole and pretended it wasn't a casserole. We argued about calls and toppings and whether my grass deserved the name lawn. It was small and ordinary, and it felt like wealth. Sometimes I'd think back to the kitchen the night she stepped away from a hug, like she'd dodged a branch. I spent months trying to figure out what I'd done wrong. Then I understood I'd been measuring the wrong thing. It wasn't about mistakes. It was about respect. You can't pour it into a cracked jar and hope the water stays. One Sunday evening, I sat on the tailgate with Kyle and watched our kids, his two, and the neighbors, kick a ball across my yard. Jenna's name came into my head and left without noise. Kyle sipped his soda and stared at the orange sky. "You good?" he asked. "I'm where I need to be," I said. He nodded. "Doors closed." "It's locked," I replied, and I threw away the spare. The maple slab I'd been working on turned into a table for my office. It doesn't wobble. It doesn't need coasters if you pay attention. It's sturdy, honest, and not trying to be something it's not. That's all I was after. That's all I'm after now. I'll be honest, being alone isn't a party. The house breathes differently at night. But I'd rather live with space than share a room with contempt. I know I acted late, but I acted right when I did. And when Jenna told me the door was open, I listened. I just chose which side I wanted to stand on. Hey, since you made it to the end, how about subscribing and hitting the like button? It really helps us out, and you'll be the first to know when new videos